Alright, let's dive back in. There has been a double murder. Okay, and we were just let loose to do something. Oops. Let's see. Right, the bodies went missing. Split up and begin searching. There's no need to be afraid. No more murders will take place during this case. That's a bait. Because if each body had a different murderer, there can be another murder. Know that. Still nervous, I'll come with you. Sakura and Hina split off together. Let's get moving. Yell out if you find anything. Okay. So right now we're just out to search for the missing bodies. Okay. Sure. That's gonna be closed. We just came out of the physics lab, so let's just we'll just do it methodically. Just go room by room. See if we find anything or anyone to talk to. These two are here. Hello.
Huh?
Where could two dead bodies have disappeared to?
Damn.
We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that? What happens indeed? The door must be locked. That's interesting. Why is it locked? Wasn't locked before.
Damn.
Okay. Hold on. Is his hand always like that? Maybe. Okay. Onwards. Check the rec room. That's weird that the storage room and the art room is locked for some reason. One chair has been moved aside. Or was it always like that? I'm not sure. There's no way Othello is related to the case. Celeste, was she really attacked with this Justice Hammer 1? But what the heck is with this thing? I'll decide if the pool table is relevant to the case or not, Makoto. It's locker. Okay. Leave. Continue this way. Check these classrooms real quick. Nope. Ooh, hello. Makoto!
Come on.
Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean...
Indeed.
I found them. That's where I just tried to go, but the door was locked. Hifumi and Taka's bodies had both been hidden in the repository.
Goodbye.
I've already told Hina and Sakura we'll go on ahead, but Hina and Sakura were in the art room. The bodies were in the repository. Yeah, all of this is fishy, you guys. All of it. Are the bodies here somewhere? You know where the bodies are, Makoto. I have to wonder where they could have been hidden. Didn't you just come to tell us where it was hidden? Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked. Then I have no choice but to go inside. So I opened the door, and when I entered, I saw... Has Celeste been murdered? No, okay. It's the same two bodies. Okay. I thought we were about to see a third murder. The two bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. Oh my god, remember when we first entered this room and those mallets were hung up on the wall and I said, we're gonna see these used as murder weapons, just like the kitchen knives? Like they're gonna be missing from the slots, from their like holsters on the wall. I was right. And then I heard the announcement for a second time.
body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
And so here we are.
The Monokuma file!
Thank you, Monokuma. I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen.
What?
It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right.
Stop talking.
Just hand it over already.
Punishment is waiting for you.
Now, make sure to investigate with all of your mental might and prepare for the class
See
trial.
ya later!
Well then, now that we've found the bodies, all that's left to uncover is the culprit. Hold on. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know?
That's terrible.
Dead, gone forever. They're never coming back. You know, we've been through this already like 3 times. Awful. This is just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
Large, wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. It was a video game. Shut the fuck up. Okay, when we found Taka's body, okay, this is insane. He's alive. But also, I was thinking for a second before, when we found Taka's body, it makes me want to go back and watch the VOD. Was there less than 3 people there who found Taka's body? And didn't the announcement go off when we found Hifumi? I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure out like the timeline here and when the body announcement was made by Monokuma. Because he wouldn't say like, oh, a body's been found if they're not actually dead. I want to go back and watch the VOD. This wasn't...
He's alive again? Where am I? Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Hifumi, wake up!
Huh? That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
I remember everything. Before I met you all. I met you all.
Okay, somebody was saying last stream that and this goes like in tandem with the picture that we found, like people knew each other before we showed up together at the here at the high school, but like everybody just had their memories messed with. His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light. It's reaching out to me.
Don't go to the light,
Like
Hifu.
the tail of a comet.
That was you, Vela.
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember. Their name. Yasu.
I think that's Hiro, right? Yasuhiro. Yeah.
Hiro.
Yeah, now he's dead. His eyes closed and they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat. What do you mean by that, Celeste? What do you mean about his meat?
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So in other words...
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hero is?
What is this?
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way can I ever forgive him. To kill 2 of our friends.
That's fine.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although this time it's not all that life or death, the trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this. To make sure everyone survives, I just have to do it. Investigate. First, I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko?
perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing here?
Monokuma appears!
Don't be rude, I'm here to answer your question. What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I, during the first class trial?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, 2 people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other words,
So then...
Oh, how did that just... I didn't hit a button. What did he... what did the bear... What the fuck? Wait, why... Things are just... Oh, it's on auto. Hold up. How did this happen? Auto mode, right button. Okay. Aha, there we go. I missed all of that. You're saying nobody worked together this time, Sakura said. I missed the first thing, Monokuma said. Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys here. But we do have a transcript. What am I doing? Okay, Monokuma said, so basically you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it. So are you saying nobody worked together this time either? Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets
So
nothing.
in other words...
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal?
well,
Okay. Let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is
extreme!
the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action. The true blackened. So just one person?
Well now.
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants. Thanks. So there can only be one blackened, and an accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
However,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible, but for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack.
what?
I'm offended. You, when did you... I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found.
You SOB!
Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl.
Huh?
Milk sack?
You've gotta be kidding!
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me, and when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Yep.
Yeah, Katsuki-chan. Yeah, she does have awesome hair. Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
Then.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
It's all clear now.
Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. I agree. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I feel like I'm really gonna fuck this one up. Like, I can already tell that I'm gonna be dumb and not get it. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait, for some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all, and it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Spotless hammer has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Thanks. Quick check for money. Give me that coin. Damn it. Taka, he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way, there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Blue tarp has been added to the truth bullets section. Great. Hifumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the serial killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository, all the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. So I said yes on yesterday's stream, I think it's possible that there might be a secret passage from the third floor to the first floor that we, the player, don't know about yet. And it would allow somebody like Celeste, for example, to move really quickly. Yeah. How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head, probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait, something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it, his glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why? Interesting. Oh my god. No, I didn't want... Fuck. God damn it. Thank you. Okay, the dolly could have been used to move Hifumi. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down, it's not hard to use. Wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room where we found Taka's body, was it? Oh, okay. And look at the wheel. Ah, there's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? Anything more to investigate? I don't think so. Okay, let's just get chatting with people. All right, Sugar Tits, what's up?
So,
Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. What is it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together.
but...
And we came right through the repository to, you know, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. Right. Yeah, we noticed. And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now? I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there, but I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
then.
Would you like my help? Yes. Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, oh man, I really appreciate this. Sakura being the absolute beautiful soul that she is, helping us out with a quick recap. This is why she's waifu. She's just amazing. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. True. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search, and soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo-Justice. It also became clear that this Robo-Justice had dragged Hifumi away. So that part confuses me because, okay, did she snag that picture of Robo-Justice dragging Hifumi away before she was attacked? She must have, right? Because otherwise she was hit and then knocked unconscious, and she was unconscious for an hour until we found her, right? After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costume assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office, I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs. Yeah, Celeste. Based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the 2nd floor where we split up and began searching. Then right after that, Celeste screamed. This time, she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. And then... came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. And when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse, which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. Right. Yeah, I don't trust Celeste for a second. I feel like at the very least, half of everything that she did and said was a ploy, some kind of scheme to get us to go places. Yeah. Like she ran us, like she ran us up to the 3rd floor, so that the killer, maybe not her, but so that the killer could kill Hifumi in the infirmary, you know? Something like that. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened.
However,
But at that same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body has disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was, in fact, gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This is so convoluted. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? This time, Taka's body had disappeared, so from there we began our search for both of the missing bodies, and after some time, Celeste told us she'd found the bodies, and we all headed towards the repository. And there we rediscovered the two bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now.
However,
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime. We might, Sakura. We might. Yeah, I get you, Bella. Yeah, she's shady as hell. Alright, what's up, dude? Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died, yeah, he said Hiro's
So,
name.
in other words,
Then there is no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, then why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
what?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why did they bother killing two people?
What?
Because all the rule says is, if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught, but killing two people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out. Hold on, perhaps I see, so that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Huh? What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. I get you, Katsuki-chan. I hope you can stick around for a little while. He talked as if he figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? Alright, I think we're done in here. We've investigated everything. There's only one way in and out of this room. Are we sure about that, Makoto? Through the door that Hina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from the art room. The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. And the door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository, so that certain someone... Okay. There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There's some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office where Hifumi was found. Then the equipment room where Taka was found. Okay. Okay, Vela. Yeah, maybe the old turn it off, turn it on again trick will work. Okay, let's head to, since it's closer, we'll head to the storage room at the physics lab. It's definitely some secret passage Scooby-Doo shenanigans going on here.